Without you, I would have lost it all. But now I see that you were there for me. Yeah.
That's the only part I know. What I said.
Did you just recently see that Filipino dude singing it? That's why?
Nah.
There was a viral reel recently of this Filipino dude singing that gospel song, killing it.
That's hilarious. I love gospel music. That's really that's how I start my day. That's what I was listening to in the car.
Word?
I'm a gospel nigga.
Patrick Starr did it.
Patrick Starr did what?
Patrick Starr did it. It was fire.
Really?
The cartoon.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. I saw that one.
Oh my
But Patrick never would have murdered.
I thought you was gonna hit us with the gigolo, make it like
That's
the.
so cliche.
I know.
And I don't know. Are we allowed to sing R. Kelly songs?
You know what?
We debate this all the time.
So I always say
Motherfucker was amazing.
he.
I always say he's still alive, but
I mean, you can talk the image of R. Kelly is dead.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? A new image is alive. They're kind of the same.
You kind of want to hurry the process up so we can get back to liking the music again.
Man, look, I always if I'm
Because
ever
we still listening to Mike shit.
Hey,
well, hey, that's different.
Never stop it.
What? That's different, bro.
That is not different.
No,
Mike ain't do it.
Yeah, Mike shit got disproven multiple times. No need to look into the camera.
All right, I'm a Mike fan.
Well, then shut up.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I always say if I got an R. Kelly song stuck in my head, I say I'm singing someone's cover of it. You feel me? So no, I'm talking about the Filipino dude, the ukulele cover of I Believe.
But that's what I'm saying. With musicians, man, if you're gonna cancel one, you gotta cancel all the motherfuckers.
Listen.
I mean, hey, man. Is that what you're here to talk about, Nick? I was going to keep it light, but if you want to expose the whole industry, go ahead.
Who is surviving?
I just said the whole rock industry from the 70s.
Oh, from the 70s.
Cancel all of them motherfuckers.
I thought you was talking about Rock Nation.
None of them. I'm talking about rock and roll in the 70s. Every one of them motherfuckers should be canceled.
Well, wait till Surviving Nick Cannon drops, dog.
That's coming, I heard.
I'm about to kill you, dude.
They getting ready. I can see they I can't wait for Surviving Nick Cannon.
I randomly, before I even introduce you while we're on the subject, I was thinking the other day, man, if all your kids, when they're grown, move into a big ass house and have a reality show,
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
I hope that doesn't
Cannon's
happen.
Castle.
Hopefully they're off doing things where they don't need to do reality
I
television.
feel that
Let's just go
100%.
there. Hopefully, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with
Right.
reality bag. Get to it if you got to get to it. But hopefully, the beauty of being a canon at this point, because I'm trying to be like John D. Rockefeller. That name to mean money.
Ah, yeah.
So they already set up to where they'll be all right. They could do whatever.
Yeah.
I say they have the potential and they have the wherewithal to whatever their heart desires. They can go into that space.
That's beautiful, man. That's dope. I mean, I feel like every time wifey says she wants to have more kids, I'm like, man, you trying to compete with Nick?
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
have
we over here creating a dynasty. Yeah, you got a long way to go, Tim.
I mean, yeah, we did your morning show this morning on AMP.
On AMP.
And you co-hosted with one of the baby mamas.
Yes.
And I was talking about the baby. She was asking me about the babies, and they still was like, yeah, so we got 3. I was like, God,
Yeah.
still gotta show me up with one baby mama.
Is that one baby mama is ranking them in?
Well, hey, man, this man needs no introduction. You know, I've known you for a very long time now. I auditioned for Wildin' Out in 2012, which means we've known each other for over 10 years.
Yes.
That is actually crazy to think about.
Yeah.
I F with you so hard, man. I appreciate you. I feel like you are somebody who always is down to put on people and bring people up and share the wealth of what you got, just like you was talking about doing with your babies.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm honored to have you pull up. You always find a new bag for me, and I appreciate that. And you're just a good dude, man. Make some
So
noise
are
for
you,
Nick Cannon.
man. Yeah, you are too, Tim.
Nick, this isn't about me.
Oh, okay.
This is about you,
It
okay?
look like it's about you. Y'all ever have like beef?
No, we got into
Y'all never got into it. When people on podcasts the hosts always get into it.
Oh, we never argue on the podcast.
Not on, but I'm saying like because like, yo, I started this with you and I'm there, like all of that shit.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, no, I've people that have F with me from the beginning. Rick has been around since the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I've always kept it very transparent because I know how difficult it can be to work with your besties and how shit can get sour.
You let them know that you the motherfucking boss.
I mean, I wouldn't say all that. Rick is
It's
the
my
right
shit.
He tried to start the shit right now. You said you the what? You the who?
Who the boss? I don't work for nobody, Tim.
This is the flip mode to my Busta Rhymes right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like you,
That's a bird. Like if you got Spliff and Buster,
Mhm.
I see it. Nah, that's dope. That's dope that y'all can work like that because most people can't work with their friends for too long.
I mean,
Yeah, it's weird. You got to go into it knowing like what it is. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like there's certain stuff where I'm like, nigga, if it wasn't me, you know what I'm saying?
Because Tim got a little bit of he's a star.
Yeah,
He move like a star.
yeah,
Like so, you know.
that's why it's important that Rick is around because he keeps me in check. You feel
Yeah.
me?
a little bit.
Even all the way balanced where it's like you know, in my whole party days,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
get very drunk.
Yeah.
And Rick doesn't drink at all. So
Nice.
he was always
Right
there to be
with
like,
you.
you know what the fuck you almost did last night? If I wasn't there to pull you out the shit.
Oh
then,
yeah.
bless
That's just great to have a friend like that.
yeah.
Nah, that's dope. But nah, because that's what, you know, we all get caught up in our egos and stuff over the years. We learn the lesson, but you know, it's
Well, what would you say was your first ego check, man? Because you've been famous for a very long time. You know,
shit,
I remember
so many.
all that.
It's still happening, but like a lot of shit with chicks more than anything. Like
mhm.
that'll get your ego in order real quick. Where you think you got something rocking. No, if we're talking like if you're talking about the first, it's like probably like trying to holler at one of these little actresses. Or I remember trying to holler at Aaliyah one time. She just laughed in my face.
Wow, really?
Like, yeah, I guess I ain't that nigga yet. Huh? Okay, I got a few more years.
Man.
You
You know what I always wanted to ask you? Because when I went into audition for Wildin' Out, you referenced me by my rapper name, right?
Traffic.
You were like, Traffic, what's good? And I was like, how you know about that?
Yeah.
And I theorized because I was on this list
Yeah.
of Billboard. Yeah,
yeah.
and you managed Colette, right?
Yeah, she's on the list.
And she was also on the list. I thought, oh, was that how you found out? Because I was number 1 on that shit.
Yeah. She was like number 4 or some shit like that, or 3. But nah, I mean, I had heard of you before, but I'll just be trying to keep my ear to the street. But when I saw that, I do, because I had that article on my wall.
For Colette.
Yeah, for Colette. And I would see it in the office every day. But I saw you doing your thing, so I was like, it's funny. Even Niall, who's still the showrunner a while now, he knew about you through one of his some underground hip hop Asian thing that was going. He was like, this dude Traffic is there. Like, she seen you live somewhere or something.
No,
I'm telling you, it was like one of them things.
Well, you know, the homies, because remember, because people always ask me how I even came about to get on the show, right? And I reference a tweet, because you tweeted, who's the funniest person online?
Yeah.
And so I had already been kind of YouTubing for a minute. And so I had my minions retweet that.
Yeah,
So
they did.
it was an Asian manager, a dude I know named Abe, who knew Niall. Who was
Yeah.
like, yo, if you really want to do this, I can get you in the room. And I was like, well, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Probably,
Bunch of
the
things.
law of synchronicity. All of those things kind of came together because obviously, even at the time, we were specifically looking for, it's unfortunate, but they got to check the boxes.
Of course.
So it was like, we need somebody, from the Asian community that's really, locked in on hip hop. And it's funny because even at the time, we was looking at Jin back then.
Well, yeah, it makes sense.
And that was, but I don't know what, I think he wasn't even living in this state.
He might have been on his super Christian tip too. He went through a phase. where he was going hard.
And but then it's crazy, like he eventually ended up doing Wildin' Out, and then they got to battle each other.
Well, what's wild is people were coming up to me, or no, they would hit Jin like the new eyes would be like, oh, who's this dude trying to be Timothy De La Ghetto? And I'm like, actually, do y'all know how old this man is? Actually,
If it wasn't like, he was one of the first battle rappers, man. I remember seeing him and Cassidy battle in Puerto Rico, one of them DJ summits back in the day. And this was before any of them battle leagues or none of that. Because first battling, obviously we all seen the footage of battles of Jay-Z and DMX on the pool table, like school battles. We all used to do that. And then they start doing them little events. And that's when the Eminem and Rhyme Fest days, you would see tapes. And then it was people in the streets making DVDs.
Yeah.
And then that then turned into
and Fight Club.
all of that stuff. But like Cassidy, I remember there's the famous battle where Jay-Z put up, I don't know, I think they put up 100,000 on Freeway, and Swiss put 100,000 up on Cassidy.
Historical battle.
Yeah, and they battled in the studio. So Cassidy, shouts out to Cassidy, shouts out to Jen.
You never wanted to enter into the battle arena?
Well, to me, because even simultaneously, that's what Wildin' Out was for me. Like, I felt like our wild style, we was, that's what we would do in the comedy clubs in the same way. We were like, oh, after we gonna battle rap freestyle with these jokes. So I felt like I was always just a really good freestyler. Like, never was going, and I could just be like, I could talk about anything in the room. And, the little improv Olympics, we hold something up like a rap, like that. I've always been able to do that since like a kid. So I kind of implemented that into, the wild style. And, that's what I said. We was doing that before the battle leagues and all of that type of stuff.
You know why? So what year was Wildin' Out originally on? Like the OG seasons?
Yeah, I mean, we shot the pilot in 2004. It aired the summer of 2005.
Okay. So what's crazy is I always thought I would be good for Wildin' Out, even during the OG stages.
Yeah.
Because when I would battle people during like lunchtime, little lunch sessions, right? There was one dude specifically, this big dude, because I would always pop in with a couple jokes and like make the crowd go, oh, and get out, right? And he was like, man, you're nothing but some one-hitter quitters. You can't ever go past like 3 or 4 bars. Just one-hitter quitters. And then I was watching.
That's all I need.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching Wildin' Out like, I can pop in with a couple jokes. I can do this shit, right?
Exactly. That's all it was.
But now Justina want to come with a 16 for
I know, she just started doing her own thing. It's interesting, like Justina, first season, we had to train her that like, yo, this isn't a battle.
Tone it down, yeah.
Like, this is television. Like, she was just trying to see how many bars she could get in and go. She could take over the whole wild stuff. Like, you got to get in and get out, because we're filming this for television. Once she figured that out, she became the wild style queen.
You know what I had to learn from TV is that not all the funny shit you say.
Don't drink all the Hennessy.
Well, that too. I learned that from other things. But,
you don't have to put real Hennessy in the bottle.
No, I ain't no faking ass, fraudulent ass person. I keep the shit real. Right?
Fact.
I had to learn that you might feel like you had a crazy episode.
Oh yeah,
but it might get cut down to not a crazy episode.
Man, that shit used to piss me off. Like, it's so much so I had to remove myself from the editing process because I felt the same way. Like, I would say do something, and then I'd watch it and I'd get a cut, and I'd be like, why'd y'all take this out? I'd be like yelling and firing people, and I was like, it ain't that serious. I mean, like, but I do fight for the good moments.
Yeah. But
it's only like, it takes us about an hour and 20 to film an episode, depending on how it flows. And then it's only 20 minutes of television.
And the musical guests too.
Yeah, so you gotta, like, they can't put everybody's joke in there. There's 16 people on stage.
Yeah.
So, that's why I start trying to teach a lot of the cast members. It's like, it's not about your one joke, but it's about your energy for the episode. Figure out so if you want to have a killer episode, be funny the whole episode. Have a running joke. Have a whatever your vibe is.
Yeah, a running joke is more likely to be it's a running joke.
Yeah, like, so E-Man figured out, you figured that out. Like, Tim was one of the ones that he would have catchphrases. He would just start his freestyles off with "bitch."
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like, and then and all his "let me holler" with "sup, boo."
Yeah, man. When them shit started hitting, it was like, oh, this makes it so much easier. What also was comforting in the edit is that, like, I feel like in the beginning, you have a whack episode or a joke doesn't land, you be killing yourself, right? Yeah. But then, if my shit was trash, I'd be like, well, no one's gonna see that, so we good. Let's drink.
Yeah. Nah, but it's definitely, breeded a lot of strong, heavy hitters, multifaceted entertainers. So,
well, man, look, I like I said, bro, I always appreciated you, y'all putting me on, and also, I feel like you always, and you got me for your new show coming out.
Yeah, Council Culture.
Council Culture that hasn't come out yet. But I appreciate you giving me just another way to come and express myself in ways that people probably haven't seen. You know, the conversations are a little more serious.
Yep.
We got some tears.
Yeah, facts. A lot of tears. There, because it's just men talking about being a man, man. We don't have a safe space where we can be vulnerable.
Oh, wait, can we talk about that? Can we promote stuff?
Yeah.
It's a SAG thing, though.
Oh, are you not allowed to promote?
You're not allowed to promote shit. I might have to cut that.
Well, first of all, I mean, one, again, you're not allowed. It's supposed to be scripted stuff.
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
Never mind. Unscripted and reality is good.
Yeah, because to me, like a lot, I mean, shouts out because I am an actor, director, all that stuff too, writer. But a lot of my current business is still going. We're shooting a Masked Singer right now.
Okay. Unscripted,
music
be good.
It's unscripted. I host, you know, I got it like podcast, you know what I mean? Like, so I got a lot of stuff jumping off.
Nick, you always have a lot of stuff jumping
A lot of the movies and stuff got put on hold, which is unfortunate.
Right.
But, you know, we'll get back to it once they figure it out.
And you have some classic movies, bro.
Thank you, man.
You really, really do. And you know, it's funny, speaking of your classics, right? Speaking of Gigolo, once again, here's something that's funny you might not realize, right? Because a lot of these new booty young kids that watch Wildin' Out, they're not even familiar with your music, right? They just hear us making fun of it.
And they'd be like, I never heard of Nick Cannon.
But yo, I went to Gigolo comments like not too long ago. The comments are like, this ain't even bad. What are they talking about? what are they saying? This is great.
Man, my first album, I had like Puff produced on there. I had a record with Mary J. Blige. I had Pharrell produced on it, Kanye.
What did Kanye produce?
Kanye produced Can I Live and this record with me and Slim called My Wife.
Crazy.
Yeah. I worked with everybody. Like I said, like some of the, like all the records didn't make it, but like the majority of them did. But like Just Blaze tracks. Man, that shit was lit. That was just like, it was one of those things where it's funny, I was actually the first person on Wildin' Out to make fun of my music because I needed something to kind of make fun of. And we started doing that. And I think Kanye might have been the first person to say something. And I was like, oh, that's working. And then Afion kept it going. And then once we started doing the new seasons, that just became like the running joke. But it was like, I kind of like Prince, Morris Day, the whole situation. Like, I purposely made everybody make fun of my music because it's like, it made the checks keep coming.
Because here's the thing. People, they make the joke, but they can never say, this song sucks.
Yeah. And it's like, when you're like a real musician, like, that stuff don't, like, rhyming words together does, like, tell me, I'm like, all right, like, I play instruments. Like, so it's like, it's not really, I get it, but I'm like, I'm not really out there trying to prove anybody, like, my musical ability. So,
and it's a win-win for you.
You know
what I'm saying? People make fun of you.
Yeah, I make fun of myself about everything.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And you know what, man? Look, I've always want to talk to you about this too. I feel like you and me, I just have a lot in common, bro.
Yeah.
As far as like doing like acting stuff and then doing music stuff, but also like people being like, oh, he's corny because we're not on no thug shit. You feel me?
You have to deal with that?
I get the occasional, he's corny.
More than occasional. More than occasional.
I always thought you was a cool motherfucker.
Well, yeah.
Like, I've never got corny from you. Like, I get it just because there's this whole, I mean, there's multiple reasons, but to the core, I came up in a time in hip hop where you had to be like person, a gangbang, and I never wanted to glorify that because I like was really trying to escape that shit for real. So, and then my association early on with Will Smith. So, and obviously he had the corny jacket, right? Because, you know, we didn't curse in our raps and all that type of stuff. I was like his protege, so I knew that was coming, but I welcomed it because it actually got me away from like my real life. So I was like, once you really been arrested, been shot at, all that type of shit, you like, how can I be corny? I want to live. I got a lot of dudes that wasn't corny. They ain't here no more. So I always, and keep it a stack. I don't care what nobody say. Corny get the bitches.
Look, man, thank you.
like it. I always say corny is misunderstood charisma. Like when you think about it, because it's like girls like to laugh. Girls like if you silly, and the haters don't understand it, so they call it corny.
Yes, bro.
So they're like, oh, you over there getting all the girls corny ass. Like, All right.
My comeback to getting called corny was always, this dick ain't corny though. Your girl don't think this dick is corny.
But it's like, I mean, it's true because at the sense, but that's where that energy comes from, to where it's really animosity.
Mhm.
It's like I tried so hard to be whatever this is.
Yeah.
And you getting the results.
Yeah,
by
this
being
dude just
normal.
effortlessly walked in the room being himself and shit.
That's what people are afraid to be themselves because they're afraid of being called corny. And for you, you said I don't strike you as a corny dude, quote unquote, but really it comes from when people see you happy.
Yeah.
They're like, why is he smiling? This is corny.
Yeah. Because I always think too, what's unfortunate, because obviously we even talked about this on council culture. It's like, there's a difference between corny and lame. But they start making the things come together.
Yes.
Lame is lame.
Yes.
But I love being corny. Like corny, I embrace it. Like I'll call me from Cornball Wallace. I'm General Cornball. But because it is about having fun, being silly, and when you come from some real shit, you want to square up. You want to be corny. So
Right.
I think it's elements of it. It's just who I am. But it's like when they start putting lame, like there's some dudes like, I'd rather be like, man, that's lame, opposed to like, that's corny. Like there's certain actions that are just lame activity. But then corny is just like, you silly, you laughing, you know, like.
We talk all the time about it be dudes that were lame in high school, work so hard to get money, get a car, get muscles, and then still be lame and then mad that they still get no women.
Yeah.
And it's like, really, all you had to do was learn to make some jokes.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, corny is fun to me. Like I've only been this. I've always been the dude that's gonna say something silly. I'm always gonna be, and it's work. It's corny is also, I think one of my stand-up specials, I think I ended it where I was like, everybody call me corny, so I'm gonna go ahead and drive this corny ass Ferrari to the corny ass bank and cash this corny ass check.
That's facts, man.
Because it's like, corny makes money. Tell me all your favorite movies. I guarantee you they corny.
Oh, some of my favorite movies get shitted on.
Yeah.
Like, let me ask you this, man. You're a family man, but you're also like one of the busiest people I know, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say this real quick too, man. People will always ask, how was it to meet and work with Nick Cannon? And from the jump, I was like, look, when you meet Nick, you will never think that he is as rich as he is because you're so down to earth. You feel me?
Yeah.
So how do you balance, bro, like all your jobs and also all the babies? Because I got 2 and I'm exhausted.
Nah, I mean, that's the number one job, honestly. Like it's definitely, I got a cold schedule, like from, how I got to make sure I see my kids every day. And it just, it's where I wake up, how I move. I mean, you didn't go upstairs, but there's a nursery upstairs in the office. You know what I mean? So there's always kids at the office and like.
Damn, I feel like that's just a wilding out joke, but it's a reality.
Yeah. So, for sure. Like yesterday, it was crazy. It was like 5 of my kids was at the office.
Word?
Yeah. So
Damn.
at different times, like they come and go, and so it's.
Who was the baby girl when I went to go guest on that B. Simone Pretty V show?
Yeah, that was Onyx. Onyx was there.
How old is she?
She will be a year at the end of not November. She'll be a year in the end of September.
Man, she was so cute, man, and so little.
Yeah, she got a bunch of personalities. Oh, it's crazy. Like all my kids got crazy. I mean, I know everybody thinks their kids are special, but my kids got personality.
He said, but y'all's ain't.
Yeah, nah. I know y'all like everybody believes that about their kids, but like they're like little characters.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I told you earlier, my girl, her personality hilarious, sassy. Yeah. My boy, we're getting to know each other.
Yeah, right. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out eventually. It's so weird though. What I've learned, obviously, having so many children, don't compare your kids because it's like having so many. Like some excel in certain things quicker than others, and like you think, oh, wait, this one started walking before he was 1. This one didn't start walking until 1.5. You know what I mean? Like. You just gotta let them have their journey. Yeah. And as long as they healthy and happy, then that's.
So don't tell the boy he's slower than.
Yeah. Don't even think it.
Like, Q, why aren't you walking yet, man?
You know what your sister was doing at your age?
Girls develop faster than than boys, and then like they just gonna excel in different things, man. Like, and they gonna pick up on stuff at different points in their life. So,
speaking of babies, another thing I felt like we had in common. Now, I wasn't serious, but I always used to make the joke that I would like to have a baby with a woman of every race, so I could see what I would look like in every race.
I'm almost there. I don't quite have an Asian woman though.
Hey man, I will.
You got some cousins? Or
I can
something?
plug you up, bro. Don't even. I'm the plug on the Asian baby
I got
mama.
Asian girls on deck.
Different styles. What you let me know?
I've dated
dog.
a lot of Asian women. Asian, like, I mean, it's funny too because that's like that categorizing thing. I think black people have that too, but there's certain like, cause like, what do Filipino women consider themselves Asian?
Early, I feel like when I was growing up, you had your occasional Filipinos who would be like, "We're not Asian, we're Pacific Islander." But I think it's
now it's
I think
cool
we're all Asian.
because then there's a lot of Thai women who are amazing. I think
It's true.
they're
My mom.
yeah, facts. But I would say I've been to Japan a few times.
That's the one place that was on my bucket list, and I've been wanting to
They
go,
out
yeah.
there.
And now you can't go.
I mean,
yeah, you grown. I mean, you,
yeah.
I don't even say
You gotta
married.
go
You
for
grown.
stupid
I go for different reasons now.
Yeah, you gotta go with the family. But yeah, so
But what this, what happens in Japan stays in Japan. That's what they say.
is that what they say? I don't
Yeah.
think they say that. I don't think that's what they say about Japan. But have at it. Don't get in trouble. Don't hurt nobody over there.
I'm gonna say Nick told me to do it.
I always get the blame. I have
Wow.
no friends anymore because all the girls don't let them hang out with me.
But wait, you do your women's good.
Yeah, I
What's the
do.
issue?
But then it always
there's
like
an
all my
S.
friends. Yeah, exactly. You gonna go hang out with Nick and all his little harem, huh?
I
We
feel
ain't
like,
gonna don't try to bring none of that stuff home.
You got to chime in and say, yes, they are, but they are mine.
Right, exactly.
I'm not sharing.
I feel like I'd be more upset at my wife trying to go kick it with Nick.
Exactly.
Nah, but like I don't know, because obviously my lifestyle is pretty unorthodox, but it ain't for everybody. Like most of my guy friends be like, man, I don't know how you do all that.
Yeah.
Like nobody, it's hard work.
Right.
No, it ain't easy.
I feel like dealing with the women's is probably
That's what
a
I'm
job.
saying, like-
yeah.
Because you just got to cater. Because you want to be respectful.
Right.
It's already a delicate situation
Yeah.
because not only am I living my life, I'm living my life in public.
Yeah.
So they're getting scrutinized and
Right,
judged. So
right.
you got to be very sensitive to who they are and show them their value. So it's not easy.
And remember things about
And
all of
remember
them.
things.
What the fuck?
Birthdays.
Sheesh. Speaking
Got to
of,
know if their hair is different than it was last week.
Listen, I call his daughter my cousin's name sometimes.
yeah.
There's no way I can live that life. Everybody gonna be the same name.
And speaking of
Come here, baby girl.
and speaking of not comparing babies, you can't compare baby mamas.
Oh man.
Better not.
Why you ain't snap back like this one yet?
Oh shit.
Man, you definitely don't want to do that. That's toxic town.
I wanted to tell you this too, man. I remember I was vlogging one time during council culture, and you said something about like, yeah, you felt like I had a tumultuous relationship with Wildin' Out, and you know what? I disagree.
Really?
I never look back on my Wildin' Out experience with any.
Then why'd you leave?
Hey. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Yes, I was in the group chat with the cast saying, all right, this is my last season. But Now was the one that initiated the leaving, all right?
Well, he does that to everybody to see how, like.
Man, that's a lie.
No, because what he does, like, and this is true, Wildin' Out is a springboard. It's a platform. It gives you the opportunity to grow, and we want to see everyone graduate and not drop out.
Mm-hmm.
You graduated, so he probably talked to you like, oh, you can go on to do, whatever you want to do. And a lot of people need Wildin' Out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need it.
Thank you.
You have fun. You come by. Even now, you'll come and do a few episodes. People love you. You part of the family. But there's some people like you the uncle that did good with his life. You got a fan. You come over every once in a while, check on Big Mama. Then there's some uncles that live with Mama and they 50 years. Like, nigga, when you gonna move?
Still wearing their Wildin' Out shirts.
So you did it right, but it's like, and it's always an open door policy, but it is always sad when there's some people, because everybody ain't gonna be the superstar. Everybody ain't gonna find their space. So, you know, you feel bad for the ones where you got to be like, yeah, you can't come back because it just ain't, you outgrew this platform, but you didn't elevate.
Oh, I never even thought about the old ones who were like, hey, what's up, man? Can I come back? And you had to be like,
Yeah, and even some of the young ones, because it's like, one is also a gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't even like what you see on TV. Some people just ain't built spiritually to kind of deal with that. And it's like, you watch just how they move even when the cameras are off. And like, I don't even get involved with a lot of that, but like, the executives from the network and stuff are always paying attention. And they're like, yeah, we can't. That person they're not aligned with what we stand for as a brand. And then a lot of times people, you don't see people because of that. Or some people just come there and take up space.
Just be there.
Yeah, they might be funny online. Or they even, you know, they might, and then even like they don't promote that they on the show. They don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird, and we're always trying to evolve, so we're always looking for that next generation. So every season, you always gonna see like at least like half a dozen new people kind of in there.
Yeah.
And then there's only so many spots,
Mm-hmm.
and then unless you like a seasoned vet, you kind of you always fighting for your spot.
I might pop in for a few more, man. Just
Yeah.
because, you know, I see y'all haven't been able to fill that Asian spot yet. Aside
We
from
have.
Mimi, the male Asian spot.
Yeah, Mimi. The crazy thing, Mimi been like she's the perfect example of somebody who started off like just because she's like, oh, she on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
She kind of like
Let's see what happens.
yeah, and she like grew and like now like in Wild, it's like she's funny.
Yes.
Like she's self
And got bars.
Got bars.
Bro,
Like
Mimi, they posted a clip of Mimi one time. I don't know if she posted it or Wild 'N Out account posted it. Because she had said when I did a mukbang with her, like, oh yeah, you know, like I be coming with some bars now that I got comfortable, right? I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And I saw a clip. She said something like, some girl came on with some dirty Air Forces.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, something, you should get a Q-tip for them dirty airs. And I was
like
Ooh.
dirty.
Oh.
Yeah.
like,
And like it'd be like, did you just freestyle? Like, yo, so but again, the Asian quota, as they say, it started. I think the first we had Gene Hung early on. Then we had Randall Park.
Randall Park, the OG, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there was Timothy De La Ghetto.
Yes, sir. That
And then-
guy.
Yeah, and then you rocked for we haven't had any. Did we?
I did like.
We had Rice Gum for a minute
Why you say it like that?
because he didn't want to do this shit. He's already rich.
Yeah, he hated it.
This kid like, man, I gotta get up and work and I want to play video games.
Yeah, nah, he did not like it.
Yeah, but like he back getting to the bag again. Like,
Is he?
yeah, they that streaming money real.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I should get on that.
Because they went from YouTubers to
Mhm.
now they streaming and they get millions.
You just want to do it all, man.
I do. I'm about to be streaming my ass off.
Yeah, you know,
When you
I'll
go,
pop in.
like, that's always the vision I always had for you was either like sitcom or comedy movies. And like the Asian community they killing it in Hollywood right now.
So I've been trying. Well, thank God that we finally started to do that. 'Cause, I've been bullshitting on writing a movie for a minute. I got about 5 pages written, but it's all in my head though.
Right,
I just gotta
right.
sit down and get it done. And now that all the writers are on strike, I feel like, okay, cool. Once the strike is up, boy, I'm gonna have a script ready for this
Yeah.
shit.
I think
But
that's
have
everybody's
you
plan.
started writing? We get on him all the time about this shit.
I got a good 3 pages down.
You just said you had 5.
Yeah.
Because you was even in the beginning of when YouTube was making movies. And they were like getting it because I thought that was almost a wave.
It almost was a wave, but a lot of them weren't good.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because they were using their YouTube talent.
Yeah.
Not all YouTube talent wants to
Talented.
do that. It's
Yeah.
talented. A lot of them popped off because, you know, they are really like vivacious personalities.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But like,
But they're not actors.
and not everybody can be both like me. You know what I'm saying?
But nah, I want to see the Tim. Well, it wouldn't be the Timothy De La Ghetto show, but the Tim Chantarangsu.
You be working. Look, some scripted shit for me is definitely a hardcore goal right now, and I'm still working on music too.
Yeah.
I gotta get you on my next project.
Yeah.
Blessings for you to put like I forever brag. You know I got a track with with Nick and Future and,
And the Migos.
Migos.
It was- until this recent track, they had never been on because like now Quavo and Future got a record, but before that was the only song that they had ever been on a record together.
Look at that.
It's pretty cool, Brad.
Yeah. And I got the best track on the whole song. How about that? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the best verse on the whole song. Wow.
His verse was hot. Yeah, because Future only did the hook, and then at the time I only thought it was 2 Migos because they were the only ones. Offset was in jail, so he took Offset's spot, and then Offset came home and did another verse, and it was like they was mad. They're like, who is this motherfucker? Like, he's on the show. He got to be on the song.
Well, what's funny is, man, it was so long ago when you first told me about that track. He was like, yeah, no, it's going to be me, you, and the Migos. I was like, Versace guys? The Versace dudes?
That was it. Like, low-key, Tim was like the most popular person on the track. Like, at the time. Like, Future was new and the Migos was new.
And I'll tell you what, bro, you kind of helped me learn something about myself in terms of my writing process, because up until that point, I always would take the beat home and take my time and write some shit. I used to take forever. But for that track specifically, for Pajama Pants, you were like, I kind of would rather you just do it now. And I was like, oh, all right. Locked myself in one of the rooms at the Incredible Studio for an hour. And I was like, all right, banged it out. Let's get it.
Yeah. No, that's now, you know, kids, they just go in the booth.
Yeah, they don't.
And whatever they say, they punch it, they put it, and then the verse come out. So they don't even take time to like.
Man, that's crazy.
Think about it. And it's all of that's if you listen to the music, in our time, bars would be intricate, wordplay. Now it's about the feel and the melody.
Right.
Because they go in there and they do that. And like, okay, I like that flow. And then they go fill the words in line by line. Like, jumped in the blunt and I'm smoking it up. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and then it's just what comes to their mind.
Yeah.
So it's a different process. It's a different type of poetry than when you would sit down and actually.
And and I'm not trying to. We're not taking away from that at all. You know.
But I think it's another art form because like we used to have like rhyme books and we would like memorize, and then we'd have to take a rap that we memorized
and then like kind of form it to the beat. Yes.
Now they stuff be so in pocket because they hear the beat.
Right.
And then they just like, and then it's a different process, and like you could see a lot of the old heads or people who've been doing it well, they haven't gotten to that process, so they don't even know how to ride the beat the way these kids.
I remember, I had to learn that lesson the hard way in the very beginning. I would come with like very wordy 16s, and then get on the beat and just try to squeeze everything in there, and it just wasn't sounding right. You know?
I remember your biggest fumble with that. Let me take the beat home shit.
Why?
But we didn't know it would have been a fumble at the time. We was in the studio, K-Town, dumbfounded, breezy, or Anderson Paak.
Yeah.
And y'all listening to beats, y'all don't like anything. Anderson makes a beat right there. Dope.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, let's write to it. Oh, no, just send it to me. Send it to me. I'm write something like, yo, never wrote anything. The beat was fire.
Oh, because Breezy was trying to do a track together.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
The beat was fire. It would have been something dope. And it just never happened.
Yeah. He's all famous and shit.
Yeah. Super talented. Yo, also we was talking to Dumbfounded to do a couple episodes.
Oh, I always make fun of him for winning the audition on that, because Dumb auditioned the same time I auditioned. Yeah. And Now was the one that told me. So your boy Dumb auditioned, and I was like, word? And I was like, wait, what did he fuck up? And I could talk about this because I stay roasting Dumb about this. He was like, man, your boy Dumb messed up the freestyle.
What?
I was like, what? Because that's what Dumb does. And Dumb was just like, man.
He was the drunk dude at the party freestyle.
Yes, all the time. Dumb would be like, I hope these kids don't make me fucking freestyle. We're being fucking a crowd of 30, you know what I'm saying, drunk after a couple beers freestyling. But he was like, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know. But whoo, the universe.
Yeah. But he killing right now too, right?
Yeah. He has a production company. He's doing movies and shit.
He's trying to figure out how to take Wildin' Out to Korea.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, man. Well, look, Nick Cannon. We're gonna play Plead the Fifth. No, I'm just playing. Look, man. Like I said, bro. I always appreciate you, man. I F with you. You also, I mean, even though you were supposed to be the dude at my wedding, that you were supposed to officiate my wedding, and that didn't happen.
To do that shit.
Well, here's what's funny. I asked Nick, I probably told the story when Wayne Brady was on, but I told Nick, I was like, hey, Nick, I'm getting married. You want to officiate it? He was like, yeah, I'm down. I was like, tight. And then what happened? I just couldn't get in contact. I had the wrong number or something.
Yeah.
The time was coming. Wedding was coming up. and I wasn't able to contact you. I was like, all right, whatever. Ran into Wayne Brady on a plane, and I was like, you want to do it?
Yeah. That's dope. That's better.
No, he didn't even end up doing it.
Oh shit! Who did it?
Last minute. It was a last minute fuck up that happened with his assistant. He ended up firing, but I just had the homie do it. David So. Shout out to David So. I'm also officiating his wedding. So,
That's dope, man.
but yeah, man, I fuck with you, bro. And you know, like I've said, I think you're super humble, down to earth, hardworking dude, and I'm grateful that you always hit me up for stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm always, like I said, I'm always keep you in mind for whether once we get these movies back cracking.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a dope. I remember telling you we was about to do this dope movie called Computer Love.
Mm-hmm.
That you was like my sidekick in it.
Oh, because I'm an Asian nerd? Wow.
It was about music. It wasn't like that. Computer Love, like the song.
All right, I'm going to write you a part in my movie because if you did Justina's movie, then you got it.
Forget about it, Christmas. She put a lot into that.
Hey, no. Mad respect to Justina because she basically did that whole shit herself. Yeah, which was amazing, bro. And then got it. So they actually rejected it. She brought the concept to MTV. They said no. She went and shot the whole thing herself and then brought it to them. And they was like, oh, all right.
That's what I did with Wildin' Out. Like that's the motto. You gotta show it to them.
Fact.
You know what I mean? Where you gotta create the door so you can walk through it.
Well, shit, man. Congrats to you. I appreciate you for pulling up. Is there anything you want to say or plug before you get on out of here?
Shit, I think we good. I mean, I always got something popping.
Plug it all, dog, except for if it's a movie or a TV show. Then
Yeah, okay. Just whatever it is coming. You'll see it soon.
Well, hey, make some noise for Nick Cannon for pulling up. Finally pulling up to the podcast.
Yeah, we finally made it, man.
I appreciate you, and congrats on everything, all your babies. And season 20 of Wildin' Out is airing like right now.
Yeah.
I'm on a couple. Wait, never mind. And thank y'all for watching.
Wildin' Out is exempt from we get the.
Is it? I'm scared about that shit, bro. I'm trying to keep my health insurance. So thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
Bye.